alright? We got crazy theater teachers weird body language here. I'm streaming right now, so it's my first time streaming on Twitch, so I just want to make a Twitch account for my media system, so let's go.
The theater.
The
What's
theater,
happened to
the
the theater? It hasn't gone anywhere and it probably never will. The apocalypse could happen and all that would be left is a bunch of cockroaches and a 10-person acting troupe performing cats to said cockroaches. You remember me talking about this lady? This mentally unstable theater teacher that clawed her way up from hell? Well, guess what? I ain't done exploiting the memory of her yet. This is what you get for traumatizing me in my vulnerable formative years, snake face. Whether I like to admit it or not, I did learn some things about theater from Medusa. Some good, some bad, and some random things that I swear she made up because I have not found any evidence of them existing anywhere else. I put forth the following to you, dear explainers. The 4 character spheres. Vacant head sphere, intellectual head sphere, heart sphere, and will sphere. With their powers combined, intellectual head sphere, heart sphere, and will sphere.
They did double suicide.
With their powers combined, they make up a school of magic and constantly flex on each other. Am I reading the right notes here? For real though, according to my theater teacher, all people and characters fall under one of these 4 categories based entirely on body language. She sold this as a legit way of character acting. Yeah, so I'm cashing in on this lady's weird theories and putting the question out to you. Which character sphere are you? Click the link to take our quiz. Don't, there's no link. Alright, let's begin. Excuse me, where did I put that reel? Here we are. The differences between the spheres are based entirely on 4 types of body language. Walk, eye contact, sitting, and hand gestures. See if any of these feel familiar. We'll start with the twins. Vacant head sphere and intellectual head sphere. Now, I remember my teacher was adamant we understood that these spheres have nothing to do with intelligence. A character could be a vacant head sphere and still be a genius. And I'm not just saying that because some of these traits apply to me. Now then, when a vacant head sphere walks, they tend to lead with their head. They also tend to walk with a purpose, even if they don't have anywhere to be. Walking, gotta walk, gotta get there. Where is there? I don't remember. Wait! I'm just taking a stroll. Gotta walk. They also tend to have a bounce in their step, so if they're wearing a ponytail, that thing swings like a 1930s big band. References are not dated, they'll get it, they've all played Cuphead. Next up is eye contact, specifically while talking to someone. Vacant head spheres are a little funny this way. They have the ability to hold eye contact, but they just don't wanna. They're still listening, their brain is just multitasking. Right, so the surprise party for Emily is on Saturday. Don't tell Emily. There's a cat over there. I bet Emily would like a cat. I should steal that cat. When vacant head spheres sit, they tend to sit on the very edge of the seat. And when it comes to hand gestures, vacant head spheres use their hands when talking a lot. It's like their mouth is directly connected to their hands. If you kidnap a vacant head sphere and want to shut them up, just tie their hands to the floor. This is also one of those traits that is certified Rebecca. So I guess you know how to kidnap me now? Now, let's move on to the vacant head sphere's twin sibling, the intellectual head sphere. But they're the type of twins that have like some similar features but are in actuality entirely different people. Again, this has nothing to do with intelligence. An intellectual head sphere could technically be a dum-dum, but honestly I've never come across anyone who acted this way that wasn't a big ol' brainy nerd about something. Much like their twin, intellectual head spheres will sit on the very edge of their seat and also lead with their head when they walk. Minus the ponytail swinging bounce, of course. But in direct contrast to their boisterous sibling, when you start to speak to an intellectual head sphere, they must immediately stop what they are doing and very intently stare directly at you while you talk, to an almost intimidating degree. Hey, so you got a moment? I just wanted to ask about that new filing system that Keith... You know what? I'm just gonna go ask Keith. Intellectual head spheres like doing very small things with their hands while talking or thinking, like fiddling with a pen or a coin, twiddling their thumbs, and their gestures are very small and understated. It just feels like this character sphere is the embodiment of the term mild-mannered, the librarian of the bunch. Stick them in an apartment with a vacant head sphere, and you've got a mildly interesting sitcom on your hands. We'll be right back to Vacantly Intellectual after these messages. Moving on, you have the heart sphere, a favorite of mine, probably because I share the most traits with this one. This sphere is basically Miss Bianca from the Rescuers movies. First of all, heart spheres have very good posture when they walk because they lead with their chest. Guess you could say they follow their hearts? Now, when a heart sphere is talking to you, they maintain eye contact very well. But the key is their eyes react very empathetically with whatever it is you're saying, whether it's happy, sad, angry, what have you. You never second guess if a heart sphere is actually listening to you. Wow, the heart sphere is big on empathy. It's like a villain being named Reginald McEvilman. When it comes to a heart sphere's hand gestures, everything is centered around the heart, to a literal degree. They touch their chests a lot, that's what I'm saying. Like putting their hand to their heart, playing with their necklaces or their shirt collars, it could be one of these numbers. I may move my hands a lot when I'm talking, but boy howdy, when I am listening or thinking, no necklace is safe. Oh, to those of you watching who think this trait sounds familiar and you could possibly be a heart sphere, here's a little secret for you.
Okay.
Fidget necklaces are an actual thing.
Hey, those fidget necklaces are kind of cool.
That you can...
They look kind of cool, huh? Well, I wish I could buy them on eBay. This necklaces on eBay?
Buy. This sphere is also the only sphere that sits in a chair like a normal person. They don't sit on the edge, their butt is perfectly where it needs to be, taking up the correct amount of space for a humanoid. None of this, none of this, none of this, just butt satisfyingly placed in chair. Excellent form, darling. Now we get to the will sphere. I used to think of this one as the cowboy sphere until I got corrected the other day. To start off, when a will sphere walks, they lead with their hips. They kind of have that cowboy swagger about them. I described this to a friend of mine recently, and he said, "Oh, like supermodels." Yeah, that checks out. Now I think of this as the strut sphere. The sphere of strut. The stratosphere! Okay, so will spheres don't really use their hands all that much when talking. They only gesture once or twice, but when they do, you gotta step back because it's always something big. Like they're laughing at something funny and they slap the table, or it's a get out of here hand gesture, or big finger guns. They expend all their gesture points in one go. They're like sands, they start off with their strongest attack. I don't know if this is intentional, but will spheres will maintain eye contact with you while talking like they're trying to assert dominance. This is another reason why I used to call them the cowboy sphere, because they stare at you like it's high noon and one of you is about to cash in your warranty. Supermodels do it too. That catwalk stare looks like you murdered their family and now they're gonna remove your vital organs through your ears. Legend says that when a will sphere and an intellectual head sphere have a staring competition, it never ends. Ever. And last but not least, if you have ever known someone in your life that regularly claims an entire couch for themselves, they were probably a will sphere. They don't just sit in the seat, they take up the seat. Just think of Julian sitting in Jenna's terrible jean chair. Heart sphere, will sphere. Heart sphere, will sphere. The person could be 4'10", 105 pounds, and somehow they can magically take up every inch of a sofa. Hello, my name is Rebecca. I am a couch stealer. No, I will not move my legs so you can sit down. I claim this furniture in the name of Param. You can sit in the lava. As you can probably tell just by the fact that I have already claimed traits from every single one of these spheres, not everyone perfectly fits into one of these categories, and my theater teacher's logic was incredibly flawed. It's like humans are complex. Obviously, this is all just for the yucks, just some good old-fashioned Tommy rot what. Don't take any of it too seriously. But go ahead and let me know in the comments below if you actually do fit perfectly into one of these spheres, or if you're a big old mishmash like me. And subscribe while you're at it. I see all of you watching without subscribing, especially you, Blake. Thank you so much for tuning in, but now I gotta tune out. Bye! A whole bunch of people named Blake might be freaking out right now. I could dopamine people's brains just by shouting out things specific to them. This is how I use my power! Shout out to the city of...